Hello amigos, this is David with Raíces Vivas on Red. Today we have a really special guest, Mace Elias, an aspiring actor, as well as many other traits that he's going to tell us about. So, what's up, Mace?
What's going on, David? Red. I appreciate y'all having me on here. Now I love what y'all done with the place. I know we walked around earlier. The grass looks healthy. There's just, you don't expect to see this out here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the stuff out here is dead because it's so hot and it's just not very taken care of. But looks amazing. What it looks like and what you told me it looked like. It really is. It's beautiful, and just to see the work you put into it, the work both of y'all put into it, and just just taking care of the land. And I think that's what it all comes down to. It at the end is just taking care of what we're gonna leave behind, because we're not gonna take this with us.
Yeah.
So it's for the next generation. So
That's a great introduction. God damn. So, for those who has not got the pleasure to meet you, besides being the coolest kid ever, what do you do? tell our friends.
well, full name is Macedonio. Go Mace. I do a lot of things. I try to stay very busy. I'm an aspiring actor, trying to get into that, worked on a few projects like Horizon, and was on Bass Reeves. I currently just came off of 1923. I also was in a kids show called Navajo Highways, which I learned to speak Navajo.
Wow.
And it's a show about keeping the Navajo language alive by my good friend Pete Sands. And what better way than use puppets in real life? So it's like it's a puppet show, but I play my real character. I play Sonny. I'm a cowboy on the show. So I do leather work. I work construction, but I love it all, and it's hard to make time for all of it. And I ranch up in Wyoming a lot with the Ritchie family and the Jensen family, and a little ranch in here in Weatherford. So I stay busy. I try to stay busy, and
So you're around of some of your time around ranches, animals, some agricultural things. So what do you feel when you're in the ranch or out in the wild, or what is your emotions? Or
I love it because something about me that nature, horses, cattle saved my life.
okay,
When I got sober 4 years ago.
that has been a big part.
The biggest part. But whenever I left Texas, I went straight to my friend's place, the Ritchie Ranch. They run a cow-calf operation, and they kind of do what you do by moving the cattle from different places, different pastures. And it was around, when I got sober, was whenever they went up they do a big push up the mountain. It's about a 25-mile
How
push.
amazing is that?
It's insane, and it's I'm gonna be showing it here shortly. We shot it's a series called Adventures of the Feathered Indian, where I tell stories of different ranchers and different people within the industry, and from different walks of life, Native, Mexican, Anglo, just showing that we can coexist.
Yeah.
And but like it's going back to that, it saved my life just watching them treat nature and treat these animals more than a business. It's something to give back to other people, because without farmers, without agriculture, we can't move forward.
No.
And so that's where it not only saved my life, but y'all keep everybody fed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we try. Yes. So you've been exposed to all of these operations, as many of us here read, other friends. Do you think it's like challenging to do those?
Yeah.
And that was specific because a lot of people romanticize that idea. Like, it's gonna be so fun to be in a horse for 10 hours.
No. That's beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's why I do it. I go up there every year and I do it. You know, I took my whole camera crew. They've never rode horses before,
Mm-hmm.
but they were up there sitting with cameras, with all their gear, and they fell in love with it. They were like, "We were coming back even if we're not filming it. I want to do this again." Think about it. You got like 900 to 1,200 head of cows going up a mountain. You start at 7,000 foot elevation, and you end up about 9,400 feet
Golly,
in 3 days.
that's a lot of change.
So, but yeah, people romanticize this lifestyle, but they don't know what it is to wake up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, before the sun's up, trying to get everything gathered, trying to get everything going, planting, making sure that things aren't overgrazed so they're not overused and then it dies, because we want to keep things alive. That's the whole purpose of everything, is to keep things moving forward. You know, winter's coming, get ready for that. Start
Nature
planting.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without that, you know, it's our lives are revolved around the different seasons of the year, right? So I think a lot of people romanticize it, and I think, you know, the shows, thankfully, you know, have sparked, but it's the people that take interest in it, that are willing to put their first foot forward into it and say, I want to learn about this.
Yeah.
That's the people that I respect the most, you know, because like me, you guys do it every day. I don't do it every day because I've got so much stuff going on, but I respect it.
Yeah.
You know, I know what it takes. I know the 5 o'clock mornings. I know you lose a cow.
You serenade the cows.
You serenade
Yeah.
the cows. You take care of them. You just
Well, shit, they eat before me every morning. It's not, oh, what am I gonna eat this morning? I'm like, oh, what are they like? Do they have feed? Do they have good grass?
Yeah.
Do they have this? Do they have that? It's the first thing on your mind. You
Yeah.
don't even think about yourself. You know.
and that's what it's about. It's the biggest thing about agriculture is about giving more than you receive.
Finding your place in this complex fabric of functioning, chaotic thing that is life and the nature, that we just have this place, you know, and we contribute the little bit that we can. I mean, we make it count, you know. That's super cool. So another thing, many people will ask. So you have this blessing of being una dualidad total, like a duality. Like you can navigate all kind of places and people. So you're from Mexico,
I'm from Mexico. Yeah.
and you being here in the U.S. You've been around, and to me that speaks. Same here. I'm from Mexico, and to me that speaks that migration is needed. Just like you said, you go from 5,000 feet elevation to 9,000. Like it just seems that it's nature. You look at the greener grasses.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're tough.
Yeah.
Somehow we go through it. So as this aventurero, this wonderful human being everywhere, how's been your experience like?
Just being an adventurer,
Yeah.
you learn a lot. You learn different cultures. You learn the way that different ranchers do different things. The way that they, the different type of cows in different areas of the country. Just, but at the end of the day, it all connects back to the grit, the understanding, the love of the land. But I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from just adventuring from all around the country, because I've been even to Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, they're in the center of the island, and there's a big ranch there that supplies all the Wendy's with natural beef.
Wow.
And it's important to not overgraze anywhere where you're at.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, it's something that it's not just here; it's everywhere. And I think a lot of people don't know about that. I mean, the ranchers do, but people that expect the food on their table don't. And what the why it's so important.
Yeah. And this is really cool that you're here, because you're in the industry of entertainment and storytelling. And you mentioned earlier that thanks to some shows, people are being more aware of what is happening in the ranches.
Right.
So before it was romanticized with the movies that we all grew up seeing, John Wayne, Pedro Infante, Jorge Negrete, all of these amazing cool cats. Antonio Aguilar, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So you have all of this romantic life, and then, but in these shows that obviously drama sells too, they're showing this other side, and from both ends, from the ranchers that are Anglos, and from the natives, and from migrants. So it's like, wow, like that's cool, you know. That,
It's cool to see it. It's really because like it gives identity to those that wish they would be represented.
beautiful.
You know, and so I think that's where we have a duty and most of all have the right representation to
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're Anglo, African American, Native American, Mexican. I mean, it's something that stories that we knew about that but they were never told,
Mm-hmm.
and now that it's out, I think it's given power and encouragement to people like myself. You know, and like yourself, because y'all been on LeGrand, you know, so it's like you're bringing those characters to life, but those characters are real because whenever
Yeah.
we play a character, I think it's part of us, you know.
Yeah.
It's something that is born within us that we bring to life that we've always wanted to bring, and I think that's what acting and theater is it's just bringing that little self of us into that. But no, it's brought a lot of activism. It's brought a lot of negative stuff too, but I always try to be optimistic and look more at the positive stuff, you know, so I won't hit too much of the negative just because it's better to just be positive and I know life sucks sometimes. We've all been there, but it's better to be optimistic.
True.
And I like the good points of it. It's giving opportunities to a lot of people like ourselves that we would never in a million years thought we'd be doing shows, you know? And so, I mean, how do you feel about your character in LeGrand and the Western industry?
I mean, it was great to represent that side of my culture, and to also have the trust of your colleagues and director to say what you want to do. How do you want to portray that? Same as in your life, like when you find those mentors or those key roles in your life that allows you to what you want to do. It's a huge question because we often know what we don't want. That's very clear. But when something is like you do whatever you want, it's like what? So on that role, I try to honor some members of my family, as well as that culture that is being romanticized, and to me, it's just honest. So yeah, people are there, you know, making a dollar, making a name for themselves, but more importantly is you have a responsibility to do the best you can, the best informed thing that you can do. Acting, decision, you know, even if you might not be an expert, you try to put all of the effort on it. And in this creative, because projects, it's really cool to see what it comes out of it, you know, because even Red, one time he was telling me about a scene. He was like, what are you thinking about your dad? Who are you thinking about? And yes, I was thinking about my dad. You know, like you have to tap into your emotions and some people that you have met.
Yeah.
So somehow all of that brings you into like that moment.
Culminates all into that moment. Yeah. Yeah, you take all that baggage and all the things that you've learned and you apply it. Yeah, I think that's the beautiful part of it.